Guys, yesterday I had given some tasks to do research on what are the features of checkpoint firewall, what are blades, plus I told you guys to do research on three-tier architecture, right? Done research? Okay. Tell me what are blades?
Blades are nothing but features of our
Okay. How many of you agree with him?
features. Like there are modularity, centralized, and
Tell me what is blade? Online, offline, everyone, guys.
software feature module, like enable or disable protection.
Mhm. What is blade on checkpoint firewall? At least go through ChatGPT, Google, many things you guys have, right? You don't know how to use ChatGPT? Hmm? My small baby, she studies in two class and she will interact with ChatGPT. She will do everything. She will talk in local language. She takes benefit. Why don't you guys? In which age you guys are living? This silence I don't want. I want you guys to speak something. At least tell what is blade.
Which has a
Sir,
concept of modularity.
Okay. Online guys, anyone? Any research?
sir, a blade in checkpoint is a security feature or module, sir, that adds a specific protection function like sir firewall, VPN, IPS.
Correct. At least that much also you guys can speak, right?
It carries a particular task.
Each blade carries a particular task. It's a modular. You know, overall, blade is nothing but it's a feature. Okay. In Palo Alto firewall and all, we don't have any concept of blade. You just configure the feature and it will be enabled. In Checkpoint firewall, what they have done, they have categorized, like you guys are saying, modular something, right? It's a security feature, all correct. But we have to choose a right word with the right vendor. Modular based firewalling is a technical word used in FortiGate firewall. In Checkpoint firewall, we call it as a blade. Like you want to configure VPN, you have to enable blade. Then only you can do the VPN configuration. You want to do application filtering, you have to enable blade. Why have they done this way? What's the reason? The reason is resources utilization. For example, if your Windows PC starts and all the services gets started at the startup itself, you see here, there are multiple services. When I go to a task manager, in a task manager, when I go to a startup, there are multiple services which were enabled. And I have almost disabled everything except security features. I have disabled all the softwares when you install it, right, in your PC. That comes at your startup. So whenever you start your PC, all those softwares get started at a time and it boosts your CPU and RAM utilization. So I don't want such things. Same thing in a checkpoint firewall. If all the blades are enabled, all features enabled, what will happen? It will take more CPU, more RAM utilization. So why don't you enable it manually, which are used for you guys, which are usable, enable it manually. So whenever you are enabling any feature, which does not come by default, firewalling feature comes by default, but apart from firewalling like VPN, IPS, application, monitoring, all these type of features does not get enabled by default. If you want to enable it, you have to enable it manually, and we call these features as a blade. Hey, did you enable application blade? Like this, you'll speak. Now, second question, what are the features of checkpoint firewall? Tell me. Tell me 5 features. Stateful inspection we studied yesterday itself. Any next generation firewall will do stateful inspection, but all stateful firewalls are not next generation, but next generations are stateful, right?
Identity awareness.
Identity awareness is one main character. IPS is
Advanced
a character. Sorry, online
advanced threat
Sir,
prevention.
logging and monitoring.
logging and monitoring, advanced tools,
Yes, sir.
URL
And
filtering,
yeah, antivirus and
Content awareness,
anti-bot.
sir.
threat preventions that comes under IPS, zero trust network,
And IPS, sir, intrusion prevention system.
IPS already counted, application filtering, sub application filtering, clustering. I mean, bunch of features are there. Data loss prevention. These are the bunch of features that comes under the next generation firewall. Why would you go for next generation firewall? You should have a solid reason, right? If here you are unable to tell 10 features, 10 names of the features which are in your firewall, and you guys are learning firewall, and you can't explain the 10 features, then what's the benefit? You understanding, right? Till tomorrow we have class. After that we have holiday for 10 days. I mean, from Friday itself, my week off. So I'll be counting myself as a 10 days. In that 10 days, I'll give you bunch of tasks. And whatever I have covered till now in our classes, videos will be uploaded. Those questions I'll ask you, and you should be very fluent to answer those questions. Right? You should not hesitate for telling what is next generation firewall, what is a stateful firewall, what are firewall features, what are next generation firewall features, types of firewall. Don't hesitate. Your confidence will give you a job. Right? Either a cyber security or a network security. Any guys has to learn firewall. It's a part of your security, no matter cyber or a network. You have to learn and be fluent with it. Okay, I'll come back to architecture, but before that, we'll see some theoretical parts here. Yesterday, I told you checkpoint firewalls are available in a hardware and software forms, both, right? These are few hardware model numbers. How would you choose any firewall for any organization? What are the parameters? If I ask you, hey, I need one laptop for networking and networking tools should work, what would be your suggestion for me? Yeah, tell me laptop features as per your understanding. RAM, how much GB RAM would you suggest me? Budget is not a problem. Okay, now tell me how much. Minimum 16, maximum 64 you would suggest. At least all tools will work, like EVNG and all. You would suggest SSD with 1 TB SSD. Latest processor you would suggest with maximum cores and threads.
Threads. Yes, sir.
Right. Threads are very important, right? Threads are like doubling your cores in a virtualization. Whenever you guys are purchasing a PC, pay attention on few characters. CPU generation, latest generation would be always beneficial, less heating would be there, higher performance. See cores. With cores, see how many threads are there. Threads are nothing but if you have one CPU with 10 cores and 20 threads, it means what? 20 threads means what? In virtualization, 10 into 2 it will happen. 10 cores into 2. Mostly when you are purchasing any normal PC does not have virtualization support, does not have a threads. It only has a cores. So when you search a workstation PC, and workstation PCs will genuinely have threads, right? In that threads, you can see 24 threads, right? How many threads you have, cores and threads. So always you will notice based on cores, almost threads will be into two. That's how you choose. That will help you in your virtualization. You choose latest RAM DDR5 version. These are the best combinations. You understood, right? How to choose your best laptop? Okay. Why did you understand this part? I mean, how did you understand all this? That you need such type of requirement. You could go with i3, you could go with 128 GB SSD also, right? If you guys are a normal document working guys, 128 GB storage is also enough, right? Why to go for 512 or 1 TB SSD? My PC has 4 TB SSD. Why do I need a 4 TB SSD? I take classes every day, Zoom classes, 3 classes, 3 GB per day. I need to store it. 1 year at least I'll have a backup of all the classes, right? So I need a storage. I need a tools. I need to store images. I need to provide access to students. So I need to understand my work and I need to understand my requirement. Same way, when you are deploying any firewall in a network, what should be your requirements? What should be your understanding? First, it should be how many employees are working, what type of work are you doing? Are you doing only documentations, only normal uses of the internet, or you have some media type of access? You have you have to download and upload media like videos and all. You need a high capacity of the internet, right? Now, let's say if I have small organization, branch office of a bank, how many users will be there? Tell me how many employees can be in a small branch office of bank? Worst case, take 25. In that branch office, will employees increase every year or it will remain constant? Almost it will remain constant. I told 25, that's a maximum user, I told. It will remain constant? Yes, because it's a branch office. No need of 50 employees. 20, 25, that also max, I'm telling you, including office boy and all everyone. That's an employee size and it will never increase. In that also, how many users might be using laptop or the PC? 10 users, 15 users, take 20 users. But that's a constant number, right? It won't increase in future. For them, I can take a small office type of firewall. Firewall comes in three categories: small, medium, and large. Branch offices are medium, small branch offices. Medium type of offices where we have around 50 to 100 employees, that's a medium type of organization. 100 to 500 are large organizations. So accordingly, we have to think about what type of firewall we need to deploy. So first of all, understand under what category your office comes. Is your company tech support? In a tech support company, mm, for example, today I have a 50 tech support guys. In this company, number of employees are variable, right? I mean, it's not constant. It might change. Tomorrow, if my business gets increased, I might increase the employee size. So what probability can be? 50 can be 100 in 1 to 5 years. At least any device if you purchase, age should be 1 to 5 years. So if it might increase to 100, I have to think about it and accordingly I have to choose the best firewall. So first category, you choose based on a small, medium, and large. In a small also, again, you have multiple categories, multiple model numbers. What purpose? You need only web access, you need a remote access, you need what? So this is where all the specification of firewall comes into a picture. Guys, can you see here? Branch offices, small enterprise, mid enterprise, large enterprise, mid large enterprise. This type of firewalls they have already categorized. It tells you 510 Mbps of throughput of threat prevention it will give, but firewall throughput will be around 850 Mbps. Now, what happened? I'll tell you a live thing. In that building, new building, I have deployed FortiGate firewall. That FortiGate firewall is of 850 Mbps only because we had to take just a training. We didn't had a purpose of a student sitting over there. So purpose was only to take a training and maintaining our infrastructure and providing a security. And we didn't plan to have 1 Gbps of connection. We planned of 500 Mbps would be fine for us. Later, a requirement got changed. Now requirement is of having 1 Gbps of internet connection. Will that firewall give me a throughput of 1 Gbps since it has a throughput of 850 Mbps only? This is what you have to think. You have to pre-plan. My firewall, how much throughput it gives, how much speed of connection would I take. Accordingly, you have to plan everything. IPS throughput of 1.1 Mbps, right? And here it's in a Gbps, 1.1 Gbps firewalls. Only a firewall feature, not the next generation firewall. It would give around 3.15 Gbps. But generally, we use NG firewall. We don't use only a firewall. We do application filtering, sub-application filterings and all. Then you see for a VPN how much throughput it gives you. The most important part that we have to see, connections per second in K, means in thousands. At a time, 4,000 connections can be established. I mean, per second. Let's say, how do you calculate it? Assume one guy connects 100 connections per second. 100 connections per second. You guys do not have any real corporate knowledge or experience. That's why you are not able to imagine it. When you guys open a Google, when you type google.com or inside a Google engine, when you type something, when you search something, for each and every keywords, separate connections will be established. Your DNS request will go, DNS will be resolved, TCP connections will be there. You'll go for HTTP, HTTPS. So TCP connections will be established. Three-way handshake will be there. SSL handshake will be there. I mean, the entire connections will get established. So one user might browse multiple connections at a time, right? Multi-browsing we do. So at least assume 100 connections per user. And imagine how many users can access at a time with 4K, right? So let's say 400 users can go, right? Don't assume as a 400 also. That's a minimum, that connection per second we are talking about. But here again, we have concurrent session. Concurrent sessions means what? Concurrent sessions. Concurrent sessions means maximum session. Maximum session, it says it can go up to 3.2 million. 3.2 million, right? Maximum session means what? At a time, we keep on establishing connection, keep on establishing connection. Few got disconnected, few are still in a connection. So up to what limit it can allow you to connect per second. That's a concurrent session. These are major factors that you have to see. throughput of a next generation firewall, throughput of firewalls, throughput of NG-IPS, throughput of IPS, a throughput of threat prevention, throughput of VPN. In future, if I have to configure a VPN, what can be now in a VPN also, what type of VPN? Side-to-side VPN. For algorithm also, it will depend. So when you know your work, then you know or you have a clarity of your work, right? So accordingly, you'll purchase or you will discuss about a sales team. You'll discuss with sales team regarding your requirement, and they will also help you to propose the best firewall. So hardwares are there, and you can see different hardwares with different type of throughputs. Focus on next generation firewall throughput. See, throughput depends on the size of a firewall, right? Accordingly, price will also differ. So these are few things that you should pay attention. I just gave you few example. Like these are the factors that you have to see before proposing a firewall. See, these things we have already discussed. What is firewall? Why firewall is necessary? Firewall is necessary to do a traffic filtering. I don't want unwanted outside traffics to enter my enterprise traffic. I mean, in my enterprise or server access or anything. So to prevent our network from cyber attacks, right, I need to protect my network. And this is where barrier comes into a picture, wall, firewall. Okay. Types of firewall and all we have already understood. Now, this is overview of a checkpoint firewall features. See, here I have mentioned DLP feature, data loss prevention feature of checkpoint firewall. Then I mentioned firewall. Yesterday I told you, right, what is firewall? Firewall features, and along with firewall features, all these features, when it gets added, it becomes a next generation firewall. Identity awareness, like user-based authentication, IPS intrusion prevention system, VPN, URL filtering, antivirus, application control, sub-application control. See, at least if you name all these 7, 8 types of features considered as a next generation feature, right? Then only you will be called that you know firewall. What is next generation firewall? At least you should tell all these features. Okay. Now we have a physical firewalls. Right now I had shown you some model numbers. Right. You guys can Google out what are the latest model numbers of checkpoint firewall, and you'll get the link of checkpoint firewall. You can see comparisons also and specification details. Whatever information I have taken is from the checkpoint website. Google out, at least Google and see. You're able to go and check out all the firewall details. Your task is I need a comparison between small, medium, and large type of firewalls with whatever informations I told you. At least that much comparison you guys have to do. You have to tell me the model numbers of a checkpoint hardware firewall. Comparison between small, medium, and large organization firewalls. You have to do comparison between them, and you have to tell me what are the model numbers, what are the features, what is throughput, concurrency, right? All those details you have to tell me. At least 5 differences between 3 firewalls. Okay, at least 5 differences you have to tell me, 5 to 10. At least you can tell me the differences between these firewalls. It's your task, guys. Now see, physical firewalls we already knew. Now we can have virtual firewalls on a public cloud. I gave you example yesterday, right? Multiple examples I gave you yesterday. If you have a virtual firewall can be deployed on a public cloud as well, public platforms like AWS, Azure, Google, Alibaba, KVM. There are multiple public clouds where you can deploy your firewall and create your data center. What is private cloud? Private cloud is nothing but we have our own data center. In our data center, we do a virtualization. We keep a server. On a server, we deploy multiple virtual firewalls. That's our private cloud. Private clouds are under your access. You are responsible for your private cloud. Public clouds are publicly available. It means it is available for entire public. They take a subscription, they deploy. Infrastructure of public cloud will be a responsibility of company. Private cloud infrastructure responsibility will be yours. Right. Connecting 10 PCs and make it available for some resources. That is also cloud. Cloud is nothing but the other PC. Right. It also helps you to manage cyber security attacks. So these are the benefits of Checkpoint Firewall feature wise. This is what I was expecting from you guys. Okay. Now write it down, guys, all of you. Now, before this, I want to ask you guys. I told you to do research on three-tier architecture. Your Checkpoint Firewall has three-tier architecture, correct? Tell me what is three-tier architecture? What have you understood?
That architecture of checkpoint basically consists of three things.
Mhm,
Secure gateway, which is core firewall.
mhm,
And then is security management server.
mhm.
It is centralized management server.
Correct.
And after that, smart console. That is GUI of firewall. From where we can do basically.
Okay. So one thing is clear. We have three components in our Checkpoint Firewall. In Checkpoint architecture, we have three components. And those three components are written here. Please take a note, guys, all of you. There is management server, which is called as a SMS, Secure Management Server. SMS, Firewall Module, and Graphical User Interface, GUI, which is called Smart Console. Right. These are three factors which are required in a Checkpoint Firewall. This is three-layer architecture or three-tier architecture. Three components are mandatory. You understood? Three components are important. How many of you have done any firewall, guys? Any firewall? ASA. In ASA, did you use any extra device to access your firewall, or you could directly access? Directly you could manage and you could configure, right? For a GUI access, you used ASDM. At a time, you can manage only one firewall. It's not a centralized manager. If required, without ASDM also, we can do everything directly on a firewall, ASA firewall. Any other firewalls that you know? Anyone? Palo Alto, how many of you know? FortiGate, how many of you know? In such firewalls, You directly access a firewall. Nothing required. No extra smart console required. No SMS mandatory. These two components are not mandatory for other firewalls. You can directly access firewall. In
Like,
checkpoint
sir,
firewall,
we use
yes.
FDM in FTD. That right?
FDM in a FTD firewall is for a GUI access. Directly you take a GUI access, correct. But in checkpoint firewall, problem is if you directly take a firewall, you don't get access for every resources. I mean, you can't manage firewall directly. You need three components. Either you have one firewall or you have 10 firewalls. You need three components. That's why we call it as a three-tier architecture. Understood? Other firewalls, these two components not mandatory. Palo Alto, FortiGate, ASA, FTD, these two components not mandatory. That's why I told you checkpoint firewall is unique compared to any other firewalls. Their architecture is different. Three-tier architecture means three components are mandatory. You need to have firewall, and firewall needs to get managed by SMS, and SMS needs to be managed by Smart Console. What is a Smart Console? Smart Console is an application which helps you to manage graphically SMS. SMS is what? What is SMS? SMS is nothing but it's a manager. Either one firewall or 10 firewalls or 100 firewalls. If I have to manage with one manager, that manager is called SMS. In Palo Alto, we have a manager. We call it as a panorama. In FortiGate, we call it as a Forti manager. Such way, there are multiple other managers for other products, other vendors. In Checkpoint Firewall, a centralized manager. Guys, are you understanding what I'm saying? Do
Sir,
you
what
have-
about CLI? For CLI access also we required these three components, right?
Now, CLI depends on level of execution, level of task that you want to do. Okay.
From
Every
where, if in SMS we are accessing CLI or
You mean, do I need to configure interfaces here? Should I go with a CLI? Answer is, see, until you don't understand this three-tier architecture and the deployment, right? This type of questions will come. There are few things that you can manage individually. On a
okay,
firewall, there are few things that you can manage individually, like interface configuration. You have to do individually.
okay,
So there are two type of graphical user graphical configurations. One is Smart Console and another is Gaia. There are two type of GUIs, GUI, graphical user interface. There are two types of graphical user interface, right? So this hardware firewall and this SMS have a Gaia operating system. Both has Gaia. It means how many Gaia I can access here? 2. And under the Gaia, certain configurations are given. I know right now clarity will not happen, but still try understanding. These two components will be installed on top of Gaia operating system. One is firewall application, another is secure management server. These are the two applications. And for these two applications, you need two operating systems. Each operating system will have an individual GUI access. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So firewall is installed on top of Gaia, and that Gaia will have GUI access, and that Gaia will give you limited access, like interface configuration, routing configuration. Such type of configurations you can do individually on a firewall. What you can't do on a firewall through Gaia, you can't create a policy. You can't create any features. You can't enable any features. You can't apply any configurations like policy deployment, enabling feature, applying filtering. These things you can't do directly. These things can be done through Smart Console. So there are features which are segregated. Gaia has certain limitations and Smart Console has certain limitations. What a Smart Console can do, your Gaia can't do, and what Gaia can do, that a Smart Console can't do. So you need both type of GUI to manage your firewall. For individual access, your firewall has Gaia, that's a GUI, and you have an individual CLI as well. Like through CLI, through commands, we configure interface, we check a routing table and all, right? That you can do individually on a checkpoint firewall. But few things I can't do. If I have to deploy any policy on a firewall, I can't do directly. To deploy a policy, what we have to do, 3 dependencies are there. To deploy a policy on a firewall, your firewall has to get integrated with SMS, and SMS has to get access through Smart Console. Now you might be thinking, hey, why do I need SMS? Why don't I directly access firewall through Smart Console? Answer is no. You can't do that directly. This is not possible. Entire policy on a firewall is under the control of Smart Console. What is a Smart Console? A Smart Console is an application. Like you are installing Office package, right? When you install Office package, you get access to MS Excel, MS Word, all those things, right? Same way, a Smart Console is one application. And that application you install it to control whom? SMS. And through SMS, you deploy a policy to whom? Firewall. Enforcement module is nothing but it's a firewall. Understood? Are you understanding dependency?
Depend on Smart Console.
NH has 3 floors. Right. First floor, second floor, third floor. Can you directly go to third floor? First you have to go to second floor, then you have to go to third floor, right? Why? Does not, I mean, you can say it has a dependency. Without us going second floor, I can go to third floor. You have to go to second floor, mandatory. Same way, your firewall has to get integrated with SMS. SMS has to get access through Smart Console. Dependency. That's why we call it as a 3-tier architecture. In other firewalls, I don't have this type of architecture. You know, one way this is good, other way it is not good. Let me talk positive thing. On a firewall, if I have any policy related issues, where will I check that? I'll check on a Smart Console. If I have more than 1 firewall or 10 firewalls I can manage it through SMS. That is good thing. If I have any routing issues, I'll check directly on a firewall. I don't have to go for smart console. They have segregated the features. So troubleshooting wise, it is fine. Negative things. How many things I have to do troubleshooting? 3 things. I mean, I have to connect with 3 devices. I mean, 3 type of, 2 devices and 1 application, I mean. If any one is not working, it will impact the entire architecture. If a smart console is not working, I won't be able to deploy policy. If manager is not working, I won't get access to a firewall. Dependency. So these are few negative things and few positive things. But checkpoint firewall, somewhere, some organization prefers checkpoint firewall, some organization prefers FortiGate, depends on their taste and choice. In a market, everything is running, guys. Everything is running. Worst companies are also running. Right. Depends how much market they acquire and how much task they have. I told you checkpoint firewall, one positive thing, strong positive thing you can tell in a manager round is as per the Gartner Magic, checkpoint firewall has always stood inside a leaders category. That's one solid reason you can tell. Why would I go for checkpoint firewall? What was a Gartner Magic report? I had shown you, right? If you see Gartner Magic report of 2014 also, Gartner Magic report of firewall 2014. This is of 2008. See, this is of 2008. In 2008, Juniper was at top and second was Checkpoint. Cisco, Fortinet, other firewalls were, you know, Palo Alto firewall wasn't even in a queue also. 2013 and 12 comparison, Checkpoint at the top, Palo Alto, then Fortinet, then Cisco. 2013, Checkpoint at the top, then Palo Alto. So if you observe the entire pattern, entire Gartner Magic report, if you see, you'll understand. Checkpoint has maintained its, its stand inside the leaders category from beginning itself. That's a strong point that you can tell. Why would I go for Checkpoint firewall? It has a solid technology, and you can also tell the multiple vendors, like topmost vendors in today's date, like Palo Alto, founders Nirju had worked under the Checkpoint team in 90s, and later they left a Checkpoint company to start their own company. These are few solid reasons, and it will make a good impression, guys. Keep this type of points in your mind when you go for an interview. Okay, overall, what is 3-tier architecture or 3-layer architecture? 3 components are mandatory in a Checkpoint firewall. One is firewall, second is SMS, third is smart console. Without these 3 components, you can't access. Even if you have a 1 firewall or a 10 firewalls or 100 firewalls, you need these 3 things. That's why we call it as a 3-tier architecture. Right now, understand this much only. Okay, forget about what I told. Firewall will be controlled by SMS or SMS will be controlled by smart console. Slowly you'll understand. For sure you'll understand. Right now, what you have to understand, there are 3 components which are mandatory in a checkpoint firewall. Any one of them, if they miss, you can't access the entire resources. I mean, you can't manage the firewall. Three components are mandatory. SMS, as I told you guys, you'll have a database at single point and you can deploy to a multiple firewalls at multiple locations. This is the benefit of having centralized management server. Firewall module, you know why
Yeah.
do firewall.
Yeah.
Which
One doubt.
yes, tell me.
As I mentioned, in server management system, it's connected multiple firewalls.
Mhm.
Okay, each firewalls has unique SMS in the sense OTP, right? To log in or something different.
No, SMS, that's what you got confused. Okay. Here, SMS is not indicating any one-time password or anything. SMS full form is Secure Management Server.
Okay. Okay.
It's a device.
That's okay. If you connect another firewall,
Mhm.
okay, the SMS in the sense this server is okay. Multiple firewalls are connected. Those things, it's a management only, right? All the
Rajasekhar,
firewalls, it's
yeah. Rajasekhar, tell me one thing. Are you aware of any other firewalls? Prior knowledge on any other firewalls?
no. This is the
Oh,
first one.
okay. How would I make you understand then?
Normally what happen, right? If what I seen in management system in the sense, if 10 nodes are connected, that all the nodes are reflecting in the management server, we can log in into that and then we can do configurations or software upgrade, whatever we want. Like that only if 10 firewalls are there, all 10 firewalls are reflecting in the management server.
Management server, correct.
Through console, we can log in, right? That's my
Through a smart
understanding.
console, you can access
One by
through
one, right?
SMS. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's
Okay.
say you want to do integration of 10 firewalls. How would you do that? You'll do through smart console.
Okay, first we have to bring them into the secure management server. Then we can, through smart console, we can do
See how
whatever.
things will go. First of all, you'll install these two machines and you'll install one application in your PC.
Okay.
Then, first of all, you'll connect this smart console to your SMS. You can't
Correct.
directly access your firewall.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
You have to get access to a SMS first of all. So now you are connected to SMS. Now you are
Correct.
operating SMS via smart console. Now
Correct.
through smart console itself, you will integrate your firewall and SMS together.
Okay. Okay. Right. Thank you. Got it.
Understood?
Yeah.
Now
Thank you.
hereafter you create a policy here and then keep deploying to multiple firewalls.
Okay.
That's why we call it as a three-tier architecture.
It's like Cisco Meraki.
Yeah, Cisco Meraki is also a manager. Okay. Yeah, you can say SMS is like a Meraki. Meraki is also nothing but a centralized solution for multiple devices. Okay. You can call it as any centralized manager like DNAC. You can call it as any firewall managers. Those who know FTD. In FTD, we have FMC as a manager. Those who know Palo Alto, there we have a Panorama as a manager. So any centralized device that helps you to manage multiple devices from a single point, that is called manager, right?
Sir, the smart console is inside the security management server or some other machine?
Okay. Now to understand this thing, I'll tell you. SMS when you install, right? When you install SMS, in a SMS operating system, smart console exe file is mentioned. You're getting my point?
Yes.
When you install SMS on any device and when you browse, initially you will get a GUI access of Gaia. Because to install SMS, what you have to install first? Gaia. And top of Gaia, you will install SMS. So what GUI access you can get? Gaia access. through Gaia access, when you get access to a SMS, there you get option of downloading Smart Console.
Okay.
SMS is work like a controller, right?
You can say controller. Controller is also like a manager only, right?
Yes.
That controls multiple devices, right? Yeah, it's a controller. But here we don't use a controller word. Here we use word manager.
Manager.
Okay, slowly, let me make you understand. You guys keep on asking question. It's good. Different questions when it comes, it will be easier for you guys to understand. Wait. Right now, the question is, from where do we get a smart console? That is the question. Okay. How do we install a smart console, or from where, or where do you install a smart console itself? That's a question, right? Let me give an answer for that. Before understanding from where smart console comes, where do we install? Let me make you understand installation point of view. One SMS can control how many firewalls? That depends on your license. That depends on the model number. Guys, I'm going back to Gaia and Smart Console. First of all, understand. There are two deployment modes in a checkpoint firewall. Please note down. There are two deployment modes on a checkpoint firewall. One is single gateway deployment. Another is distributed deployment. There are two deployments on a checkpoint firewall. Single gateway and distributed. Single gateway deployment and distributed deployment. Please take a note. On a checkpoint firewall, we have two types of deployment models. One is single gateway, another is distributed. Okay. Understood? I'll come to a point. I'll connect all the dots, but step by step. There are two deployment models of checkpoint firewall, single gateway and distributed. Let's understand single gateway deployment. Single gateway deployment means I'll have one machine, one device with two applications. One device with two applications. One device, one OS device, I can say. Okay. One device, one device, one OS with the two applications. Write it down. One device, one OS with the two applications. Guys, let's say you have a hardware of checkpoint firewall, or you are installing virtual checkpoint firewall. In that case, if you are going for a single gateway deployment, first thing what you have to install? First, what you have to install? First, you need one device. On top of that, you'll install one Gaia operating system. That is base. Installation happens in two phases. Installation will happen in two phases. First, you have to install OS, that is Gaia. And in a second phase, you have to choose on top of Gaia what application you want to install. You want to install firewall only, or you want to install firewall and SMS both. If you are installing firewall and SMS both, it means further you don't have a plan of multiple firewalls. You have a plan of only one firewall. This is single gateway deployment. I can deploy it in this way as well. I'll install one operating system. On one operating system, I'll install both firewall and SMS. This is called single gateway deployment. So device-wise, how many devices do I have here? One device. Only one device. For example, what I'm telling here is you have one PC, one laptop. In that laptop, install one operating system, that's your Windows. On top of Windows, install one application or two applications. Right. This is called single gateway deployment. So how many operating systems you have now? One. How many devices do you have? One. Now let's understand distributed deployment. In distributed deployment, you'll have two devices, one and two. Two machines. It means two laptops. On each laptop, you'll have one operating system. So how many Gaia I have? Two Gaias I have. On top of one Gaia, I installed only firewall. On top of another Gaia, I installed only SMS. This is called distributed deployment. You separately installed two applications on two different hosts. This is called distributed deployment. These are two devices, not a single device. Two different OS. On two different OS, we'll have single application. We are separating them. This is called distributed deployment. One OS, one device with both application is called single gateway deployment. Distributed means you are distributing two applications on two different operating systems. It means here also I'll have management IP, here also I'll have management IP. This management IP will give me access to Gaia, and this will also give me access to Gaia, but two different devices. In the case of single gateway deployment, how many operating system? One. How many management IP? One. And both one IP will give me access to both the applications, firewall and SMS.
If we want to add extra firewall,
No, not possible. At a time, on one machine, I can have one firewall only.
how it's connected to some. In distributed,
In distributed, another firewall means again another device, another OS. Three devices, three OS, four devices, four OS. In a single gateway means what? Single gateway means I need only one firewall. That's it. On top of Gaia, I can install only one application, one firewall and one SMS. This single gateway will be deployed. Let's say I have only one office. There I'll deploy. I don't want two devices, single gateway, single management IP for both SMS and firewall. Now, where is three-tier architecture here?
this OS is connected to a smart contract.
Now, here you'll have one PC. Here you'll have one PC. And this PC will be connected to your management interface. Here you have management interface. And this management interface connects both firewall and SMS. So this PC, from here you are able to ping this management interface. Now where is Gaia? Sorry, where is Smart Console? I need to install application Smart Console inside my PC, right? So from where will you bring that Smart Console? First of all, in this PC, first of all, you will browse https:// and your management IP. Let's say my management IP is 150.1.7.100. I'll browse this. And when I browse and log in, there I'll get an option to download a Smart Console application. Why did I get option of downloading? Because SMS was installed.
It will provide
It will provide you that link to download. Understood? Why will it provide you? Because SMS is installed. How many Gaia operating systems I have? One. In a single Gaia, how many applications I have? Two. Firewall and SMS. I mean, here are two applications I have on top of Gaia, right? Due to SMS, I'm getting option to download Smart Console. And I'll install here Smart Console, and through Smart Console, it is connecting SMS. It is not connecting firewall. So generally, in a single gateway, student gets confused that I have a firewall and I have a SMS both in a single machine. So how is this three-tier architecture? But they are not understanding that firewall is a separate application, SMS is separate application. Due to SMS application, you are able to download Smart Console, and through Smart Console, you get an access to application, not application of SMS, not the firewall. So here also three-tier architecture.
Sir, through the management PC, we can download the SMS, right? Sorry, Smart Console, right?
Correct.
So in that PC, we are configuring the firewall through management security through SMS, right?
Through SMS. First of all, you'll install a Smart Console. Through a Smart Console, you'll connect SMS, and through SMS, you'll manage firewall.
Okay. In case of distributed deployment, the devices both are in maybe in different mostly in different location, right?
Can be in a different location, mostly in a different location. Okay. Let's understand this part, then many things will be clear. Here, management interface and management interface. I have two devices, two Gaia operating system, two management interfaces. So I'll have 150.1.7.99 IP to firewall management interface, and I'm having 100 to SMS. Two devices, two management IP, right? And these two can talk to each other. These two management interface IPs can talk to each other. Now I have a PC. From this PC, if I have to get a Smart Console, which Gaia should I access? I have Gaia here also, right? And I have Gaia here also.
SMS.
From the PC, in this PC, this is management PC, guys. This is management PC. IP address of this PC is 50, right? So from this PC, I can reach out this management IP, I can reach out this management IP. I have access to both the Gaia. right? On this PC, from this PC, if I get Gaia access of firewall, I mean Gaia access of a device on which I have installed firewall, I won't get Smart Console downloading option. Both are Gaia, right? Both are Gaia. Both are installed on top of Gaia only. But if I take a GUI access of Gaia OS, I can directly take a GUI access of Gaia. Okay. But I won't get a Smart Console downloading option. The reason? Management application is not installed here. If I take a Gaia access of this device on which SMS is installed, I'll get an option to download Smart Console. Am I clear now?
Yes, sir. So we can access two-way, either SMS or directly firewall application in distributed deployment, right?
Come again?
Yeah, we can access two-way, right? One is through SMS, other one is directly the firewall application, correct?
No. Here, what you want to access, first of all, understand Gaia and Smart Console. Talk in these two perspectives. Gaia is individual operating system that can be accessed directly. No need of any SMS, no need of any Smart Console. Gaia can be directly accessed.
Okay.
But right now you feel little confused, right? Gaia, application, two devices, app. What is this a Smart Console? Confusion is good because you get a solution for it. See, Gaia has a separate access. Gaia is a single operating system. So how many operating systems I have installed here? Two. Two devices are there. So Gaia you can take access, not a problem. But Gaia can't configure policy, right? If I want to configure policy on a firewall, can I configure through Gaia? No. Gaia does not have a feature of policy. If I want to deploy a policy on a firewall between LAN and WAN, if I want to deploy a policy, can I deploy with Gaia? No, because it does not come under the Gaia feature. Rajsekhar, you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah, now I got it. Clear.
Okay. Now
Thank you.
I have to install I have to install Smart Console. And a Smart Console you can download from SMS. So you will install Smart Console and get access to whom? SMS. And after that, you will connect it through management interface to firewall and integrate it and then deploy the policy. Slowly, things will be clear. Right now,
One more firewall in the same process.
same process. If I have to add one more firewall, I have to install one more Gaia. On top of that, I'll install only firewall. Yeah.
Secure management server can directly connect to the firewall application or through Gaia application.
Through Smart Console, it will connect, right? How will you operate SMS?
Through Smart Console.
Through Smart Console.
If you can configure any policy on Smart Console,
It means it will go via SMS to a firewall. It will go via SMS to a firewall.
why we need Gaia on that firewall?
Gaia is a separate access.
It's only a system.
Yeah, I'll tell you. When you take a Gaia access, Gaia portal, it gives you access for a network in devices, ARP configuration, DHCP configuration, IPv4 configuration, access management, system cloning group, and advanced routing configurations. These things you can do. is there anything written as a policy configuration, application control, VPN configuration? Do you see? It's not there. Individual operating system will give you a Gaia access, and that Gaia access can give you this much configurations. I mean, this configurations. For example, one thing. I told you I have two Gaia OS. Now this logic will make your concept clear. I have to integrate firewall with Gaia, right? I mean, I have to integrate firewall with SMS, right? How will you integrate? Without IP? With IP, right? To do the connectivity between these two devices, you need a IP at management interface, right? How will you configure that IP? Gaia. Gaia can be accessed through CLI, can be accessed through GUI. So that interface configuration part is a part of Gaia. You understood? See what I have written here. If I have to configure interface, I have to do it through Gaia. I can't do through a smart console. The smart console comes later. Okay. First, between these two devices, if I have to make a connectivity between these two devices, how will you make connectivity? Through CLI configuration or a GUI configuration. And that interface configuration you can do through Gaia. But Gaia can't give you configurations of blade. You can't enable any blades through Gaia. Blade operations, firewall policy configurations, you can't do through Gaia. You can do through only smart console. Little bit clear? Not much, I'm not expecting much, but little bit, something getting, you're right, something understanding, right? Like today, what we understood, little complication is there in a checkpoint firewall. We have 3-tier architecture, 3 components has to be there. 2 types of deployments are there. Single gateway deployment and distributed deployment. In a single gateway deployment, 1 operating system, 2 applications can be installed. Like that, small things we understood today. When you'll get confidence, when you do this practical.
Sir, in our practical, which type of deployment is coming?
I'll show you both.
Okay, fine.
You want to see only one? I'll show you only one.
No, sir, I'm asking.
I'll
Okay,
show both.
thank you.
See here, I have given guys features under the smart console. All the next generation features, simple way. All the next generation features can be deployed only through smart console. All next generation features can be deployed only through smart console. Like I want to deploy firewall applications, threat extraction, anti-spam, data loss prevention, URL filtering, IPS, application control, VPN. I mean, each and every next generation features you can access only through smart console. Creating a policy, everything comes under a smart console. First is to make a connectivity, right? Connectivity, you can do it through Gaia. After doing a connectivity, then you have to get access through smart console. And through smart console, again, you integrate SMS. And through SMS, again, you integrate firewall. That's why we call it as a 3-tier architecture. 3-tier architecture means what? 3 things are dependent. Without these 3 components, you can't access checkpoint firewall. That's why we call it as a 3-tier architecture. Guys, if you haven't understood, not a problem. Okay. Initially, when I was learning checkpoint firewall for myself, I was literally confused. Where is 3-tier architecture in a single gateway deployment? I mean, that clarity wasn't there. Okay, while learning, while reading, if you directly read books and all, right, you won't get that clarity. They talk only about Gaia, they talk only about firewall. They don't say firewall as an application. They don't say SMS as an application, right? Single firewall, single SMS. I mean, lots of confusions. So later, when I understood the concept, then I have drawn my own picture. This type of picture you will not get. Google out, you won't get it. This I have drawn for myself as per my understanding. Like while understanding IPsec, that hierarchy what I had created, right? That was as per my understanding. So as per book, you won't get that hierarchy created like this. So same way, when I understood the concept, then I created this drawing inside. So when we have one operating system inside that so images makes you more clarity, right? Okay. So guys, these three complications, smart console, SMS, firewall, and single gateway deployment and distributed deployment. These are our current confusions. We have to solve it. We'll do through practical. So all of you guys, I'll give you a link from where you guys can directly download image, ISO image file. And installation part will start it from tomorrow. You don't need image from my side. You can individually download it. Don't miss tomorrow's class because tomorrow we'll do installation. All these clarities you guys will get tomorrow itself. R81. Guys, I searched here checkpoint ISO image R81. You see, I got a link here. Direct checkpoint support link, 3.9 GB. When was it published? 2021. What is the version? R81. We already have some updates on it. It has some vulnerability present, which you can see under the CVE ID number. Now, what is CVE ID number? These things I'll tell you later. If you have attended my Palo Alto class, there I have already discussed what is CVE ID. If not, I'll tell you later. Here we have R81.10 downloading option, right? Same way, you'll get a multiple links. Okay. Initially, all of you guys go through R81.10 itself. It's an updated version. On that, we have little updates like R80, 10, 20, 30, like that. But major version remains R81 only. So you work with R81 or R20 or 30, does not matter. See, when I click on download, do you see I got a download option? I got a download option. I'll click here and download will start. I'm sharing this link with all of you guys. Please post in a group. Put in a WhatsApp group, guys. From here, all of you download Checkpoint Firewall. If you have more than 16 GB or at least 16 GB, be ready for installation tomorrow. Single gateway you can understand. Okay, distributed also you can do, but your system might not support that much RAM. Understand a little bit, but perfectly. Don't need to rush. So guys, our next task is single gateway deployment and distributed deployment and a smart console. We'll perfectly understand three-tier architecture along with our installation, single gateway and distributed gateway, right? All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow then.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.